Hey, this is your recap Auntie. Hey, y'all. Hey, this is Shar. Welcome to my channel. Welcome. Hello, y'all. What's going on? Y'all being good or being bad or being both, honey? Either way, honey, you're still here. That's all that matters, okay? Well, we are here to do a full recap of episode number 147 of Beyond the Gates, honey. The best show on TV in my world, okay? So, y'all really was digging that last video, huh? To me, that was like my most lackluster video, but y'all was doing some talking. So I thank y'all for so much for y'all support. I also got a member who joined. Thank you, member. Had some new people coming up, talking and saying stuff. So thank y'all so much for being here and joining me and joining the big recap rascal family. That's what we do. We have a good time. So I don't like what I see so far on my little teaser. It had Haley's face on there. What kind of bullshit she gonna be talking about today? All right. So go ahead and let me go ahead and have knock on this damn gate and let me sit down in my chair so they can go ahead and entertain us, honey. Turn our backs to the audience and let them go ahead in 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, we have Bill on the TV. Looks like he has some jeans or some like velvet pants on. He has like this little polo sweater, V-neck cut showing that neck, honey. Hey, Bill. He's on the phone with Keegan. So Keegan tells him, I'll have those pictures to you ASAP for the Gondry case. Now, who is Keegan? This is a new face. We ain't never seen Keegan before. Hey, Keegan. Welcome to Beyond the Gates. Never seen you before, honey. Hey. That damn Bill talking about, yeah, good. Great. Then you can dive deeper into Andre Richardson. Now, what the fuck you want to Andre is just living his good old married happily life. I know I said it backwards, but that's what we say around here. Why are you touching Andre? There is no way that an indiscriminate playboy like that don't have no fucking skeletons in his closet. And I'm paying your ass to dig all those bones up. So we find out that Keegan is the private investigator. Okay, Keegan, you better find some good shit too. Cause Andre ain't bad. He's a playboy. That's what you're gonna find. I mean, damn it, Bill, you a cheater. Damn. Listen, Bill tells Keegan, talk to all the women that he was fucking around with in Europe. All right? And we need all the dirt that we can get to verify that shit. I got you, boss. That's what Keegan says. Investigating a modelizer is a way more fun than those damn class action suits. Okay, I guess Keegan has always been there in the background. Okay. Hopefully, Bill will use his ass when it's time for him to investigate his own now rug runner wife. Bill was like, you know what? One more damn thing. You name it, boss. Put a tail on his ass. So Bill was like, no, Keegan said, man, you serious? Oh yeah, I'm serious. Guys like that, they don't stop trolling. Not at all. And if he's already stepping out on my daughter's mother, I want to know about that shit. What you finna say, Bill? You talking about your wife? We haven't known Danny to be your wife since the show started. So stop it. When I tell you Danny is like a little bunny rabbit, honey, Babs Bunny ain't got nothing on her cooch. Well, we find the newlyweds in their beds having a good old time, and she's like, "Wow." He's like, "Yeah, who you talking about, Shar? Danny and Andre. Who you think?" He says, sex is some of the best cardio, and he ain't lying either. Your heart rate gets to, moving. You sweat. What else? You work muscles that you probably haven't done. You stretch. You know. Shut up, Shar. Danny says, "Oh, you just assume that your wifey is content with her exercise?" He was like, "Wait a minute, it's like that? What you trying to say? That I ain't get the job done? I mean, oh no," she says. "I'm just messing with your 6 years. I'm very satisfied." That makes two of us. And he gives her a kiss. My heart is just knocking looking at you. Now, do y'all think that he will feel that same way doing that same shit with Ashley? No. Watch. I want to say something, but I'm gonna be respectful. But no, he will not feel that same way with Ashley. No. He keeps looking at her. He's like, man, you know you get finer every single day? Danielle Dupree. I mean, you wait a minute, you forgot her last name? Don't you mean Danielle Richardson, she says. Come here, hubby. She said, I think I might need some more reps, baby. Go ahead, Danny. Then we get the bop bop. Bop, 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 bop. Baby, next scene we are at Uptown. So, Donnell and Jacob came there, so they can get something to eat. So Donnell see his mammy there with Joey, and gets up and says, Donnell, what are you doing here? No, bitch, what the fuck's you doing here? Donnell, Donnell is hood. He thug, y'all. He says, I'm finna ask you the same thing, mammy. What's the tea? All right, we have the two deep divas of deep voices on the screen in the palace. We have Anita and Nicole. Am I interrupting something? Nicole asks her mama. Never, Anita says. Honey, you know how much I love when family comes by. I was just sitting here by my lonesome, waiting up for your father. When I tell you that, babe, that lady is wearing that damn duster. I need to have that duster, baby. Dust. I need a dust. I need dust. Ooh. Oh, I need that in my life. She better wear that dust. She said, I was just lounging around, honey, looking fabulous, waiting around for your baby. Yes. Anita, honey. Oh. Nicole says, well, I did think that Daddy was teaching that Banneker tonight. And Anita says, he is. And you are catching up on a good book, Anita says. So, I'm sorry, Nicole says. So Anita was like, oh, finding out who done it, it can wait. Oh, well, finding out who done it on this particular damn book, that shit can wait. My daughter is here. I'd rather catch up with my firstborn. What's wrong? Anita says. Nicole was like, you're assuming. Honey, I don't need Walter Mosley or Alyssa Cole to tell me that my daughter's got something weighing on that big, beautiful brain of hers. More like my heart, Nicole says. My mystery is Martin and how I can help him save his family. Oh, they fine, girl. They gonna get some counseling. Well, we see the Richardsons, meaning Martin and Smitty. They show up at the country club because remember they want to start doing date night in addition to counseling to work their way back to where they were before or even better. So yeah, go ahead. We got the waiter. He got some lines. When you have a speaking role on some of these shows, you get paid more money. If you go to background, you get good coin, but when you speak, you get paid more. So go ahead, waiter boy. Go ahead, baby boy. So the waiter asks them, he's glad that they're back, asks them what they can have to drink. Smitty says he wants an amaretto sour. Amaretto sour? I'm sure one of y'all will tell me what that is. Is that good? It sounds good. Makes my mouth water a little bit. Okay. So the boy asks Martin what he wants, and Smitty asks for him a rum and soda. Answers for him a rum and soda he wants, and make that shit top shelf. Okay, Smitty. So you know your man that well. I feel you, Smitty. With a little kick and a lot of ice. I think that's what he said. Anyway, the waiter said, "All right, I'll return shortly with your drinks." What's his name? Taylor. Hey, Taylor. You better go ahead and have that speaking role, boy. You probably did that like last fall, right around Christmas time. Go ahead. I ain't mad at you, love. Hopefully, your auntie will be right up there with you in the background. Taylor, give me a top shelf what he's having. He says they're also having they're having a shareable duck risotto this evening, meaning there's gonna be one duck that they can split in half. It's beautifully dressed and truly worth trying. So they're gonna share some duck tonight? So when Taylor skedaddles, Smitty was like, "Was I being too presumptuous? I mean, your drinks could have changed." And Mark was like, "Boo, you still know me better than anybody." Well, at least you did before. And Smitty was like, "Hey, boo, now listen, we ain't looking back, all right? My eyes right now is on your handsome, fine ass and the future that includes the both of us, all right?" So we are at back at Uptown. So we got Donnell, Jacob, Joey, and Vanessa all squoze into one of them damn booths. So Donnell is looking at his man. He's like, I thought your ass was headed home from the station. I mean, you were so out of it. And Donnell, did I tell you such a you were screaming and shit, stressed. You could barely walk, but you made yourself over here to a bar? Okay. I thought you was heading home, Mom. That was the plan, she says, and Joey interrupts and says, well, I hijacked your mama. I saw her in the parking lot and how hard she was trying to keep herself together, and I thought maybe she could use some company rather than go home. Jacob is looking at him like that's some bullshit. Now that she can go home to a house that's full of food and flowers. So I mean, well, okay. Jacob is looking at him like this motherfucker. Well, that's an irony, Jacobs. I'm sorry, Joey says. The one time that the whole world wants to send you food and you don't even want to touch it, and he ain't lying. The one time that you need to eat, but you're not hungry because of the loss. So yeah, he said a mouthful right there. So Donnell was like, "Yeah, I really didn't think about that. Yeah, seeing the last few moments of Dougie, that was a little tough for them to watch." Joey's talking too much too. He talking about, I want to remind you both that the man that you saw on that tape, gambling and drinking, that was not Doug McBride. Even good men get lost. Jacob interrupts and says, I'm sorry. I should have held off today of all days. Yes, Jacob, your detective skills are very blurry and liney. Blurred lines, baby. Blurred lines. Ooh, I know you want it. That used to be the song, y'all. Who sang that? Y'all know I'm gonna be doing a quiz on these songs. He really then he got above himself when he but that song was everywhere a few summers ago. Damn, blurred lines. Damn. Donnell was like, nah, man, it wasn't your fault. It was, it was me who kept pushing, just thinking about what I needed. No, baby, she says. He said, look, if I just thought that if I could have just pieced together Dad's last day, that I could piece together Dad. That's all I was doing, Donnell said. I mean, make sense of the guy in that video to the guy that I actually know. I just needed for that to make some sense. He was like, the man I knew and loved. He said, that show that we like, how they split a person's lives into two. What show is that he talking about? Beyond the Gates? So that baby is so hurt. He was like saying, he just cannot put together that life that he had to the life that he knew his father had. Maybe he can try to put it together, and then he can start, or they can start saying their goodbyes, because he's just refusing to believe that that was his dad. So he was like, we can't crack Dad's life like it's some type of mystery, and all Vanessa could do was nod her big head. Anyway, we're back with the newlyweds in bed, and so we hear Andre say, that was just pillow talk earlier, right? Wait a minute. He says, wait a minute. So you really are not thinking about being Mrs. Richardson, are you? Knowing when it's me talking and the sex talking. Now that is a marital milestone for you, Mr. Richardson. She says she feels like that she's just getting back to completely being Danny Dupree, shaking off Danny Hamilton. And I know that you're all kinds of shades of evolved, but does it really bother you if I do not take your name? He was like, nah, to me, you will always be a one name woman. Danny, he says. She says, you're a part of me getting back to me, right? He said, oh, shucks, girl, you would have definitely gotten here. All right? Look, what we got, girl, we got something that's real on our own terms. I never felt so full and so free with anybody. All right, Andre, you better enjoy that feeling, because Bill is about to fuck that up. Danny says the same, honey, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I know that feeling, honey. Being free, child, and full, child, it's the best feeling in the world. Wait a minute. Now we back at Bill. He's looking at the guy on the phone again, talking about getting Richardson out of his ex-wife's life and out of her bed is top priority. You understand? You kidding me? What the, nigga, you just back in February, nigga. Oh, men are so terrible. I ain't saying all men, but he has a motherfucking nerves, a huge nerve. I told y'all back in February, March, if y'all had been here, I know Ronnie has been here with me at least that long. I said what I said. I said that Bill Hamilton is all good because Danny is busy beating down his desk with damn, what is it, golf clubs and smacking people and breaking shit. But as soon as she finds in her time with another man, especially if he's fine and younger, that motherfucker gonna have an issue, and he does. What the fuck does it have to do with this man, her husband, being in bed with her? What that got to do with your ass? Oh, he's selfish. Oh, he controlling. So what you want to go on upstairs with your little Raggedy Ann doll? Shit out of her. So while Danny's at home sucking her thumb, mad and sitting on the damn bed, cross legs, rocking back and forth, thinking about y'all. And that make you happy. He's a miserable piece of shit. So he tells the investigator guy, so find me something that I can use. That guy was like, you know I always deliver. Wow. He said, yeah, your ass better. So after he said that, Haley comes in. He's like, look, nigga, I gotta go. Keep me posted. He hangs up the phone. And he stands up like, Haley, how long you been here? She's like, long enough, Nick. So we're back with the newlyweds out of bed, and they're getting dressed. And Andre's like, "Hey, well, look, Miss Dupree, I'm kind of still getting to know you, but by your face says you're hungry. You want something to eat." Ravenous, she says. He says, "Well, in that case, I will order us some sustenance." She melted over some new spot that sells vegan kale salad. She was like, she fucked that up last time they ordered it, so I'm assuming that's what he's gonna get them this time. Depending on the spot, yeah, a good vegan kale salad is the bomb. It can't be the bomb, but I'm a meat girl. So Danny was like, I did. And she was like, oh, he remembers my order. She says, well, but I'm going to need something with more spice and heft. You know what I can't stop thinking about? He says, what? Those duck barbecue sliders you showed me on Orphe Jean's secret menu. Okay, so everybody's eating duck today. We got the Richardsons at the damn country club eating duck. Now you got damn Danny wants some duck. Some greasy duck, honey. Orphe Jeans, we got a secret menu. Okay, well damn it. Use that. Damn it. When y'all got that damn hairy ass pork loin up there, y'all still better not have that damn omelet on that damn menu next time we be up in there. Please get rid of that Chesapeake omelet. She says with fried green tomatoes and collards on the side. Girl, that sound like that much. Ooh, that will make my tummy hurt. And cornbread, she says. He's like, damn, woman, you don't. She says, I don't play. He's like, nope, you don't play. Damn. Well, you got me to this place, she says, and it's only fair that you feed me before you feed me again. He said, all right, well, say less. I'll be back as fast as I can. You can't catch me. I'm the man. What part is in there? The gingerbread man, I think. Okay, I mean, she said, in that case, baby, take my Maserati. So she threw him her keys and he caught that shit. Okay. As soon as that baby walked out that damn bedroom, she goes to looking at us, peering out into space, and go to that moment. Danny, you are a walking, talking, toxic storm, Bill. You are a heartless, manipulative bastard. And you are an extremely intelligent, sexy, fucking fine, yummy, delicious, fine as wine, beautiful specimen of a woman. Y'all know I gotta stretch that she and that old kiss. So we come back to present. She's like, shit, get out of my head, Bill. Fuck. Back with Bill and Haley. Baby, it's not what you think, what you heard. Look, you had zero boundary. After all this time, all these promises, Bill? Haley, look, I could explain why you had to check your business on our time again. See, I think he thought that she heard him checking on Danny. No. I guess they had some plans and he was doing business during their time. Yeah, she was pissed. I know Keegan's voice. You are still micromanaging the class action suit. And he's like looking at out to the audience like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah, girl. You know I don't ever stop working. Yeah. You got me, baby. Oops. My bad. I've tried everything in my power to make our home a work free zone. Most of it involved lingerie. Bitch, whatever, girl. You was had a them lingerie at the office too. Stop it, girl. But this is just who you are, isn't it? I have to take it or leave you. He's looking like, I mean, and your decision is with those little sad eyebrows. I hate when my boyfriend do that shit. When you be mad as shit, y'all ladies know. Y'all be mad. They nigga, come on, boom, bow, bow. Like, girl, what you gonna take? What you trying to do? I mean, yeah. I'd be like, damn. Give me a kiss. Like Haley, like clockwork. She says, I'm not going anywhere, honey. You are my happily ever after till death do us part. He just, I don't know why. I just can't watch them kiss. It's just so uncomfortable for me. It's so uncomfortable watching them. I don't know why. When I'm looking at them kissing, my face just gets all like. Bleh. Anyway, we're back at Uptown. So for now, we're gonna see what they're talking about. This tight ass booth for all the four of them squirrels up in there. But I'll pop in if they talking anything good. So they're just sitting there talking to each other. She's saying, she knows the feeling with this seesaw of a feeling. There's a void there where Doug should be, and he was like, "No, Mama, I shouldn't have, looked at that video and made you watch it. I should have been more, mindful of your feelings and stuff. I just can't quiet this voice in my head, that it wants some type of answers. Yeah, let that voice keep talking, Donnell, please. Don't quiet that voice. I don't care what Joy is trying to soothe it. Nah, ain't nothing you can do to soothe that baby. I cannot wait till that boy find out. Oh, I can't wait for that baby to find out, because he gonna be pissed at his mammy. He gonna hate Joey. He might be the one to off Joey for real, for real. I mean, honey, I wish I could have the answers, but I just. Joey looks at her, always comes into the rescue. I think that we should get a server over here, and I think that we should get some food into you too, Donnell. You know. So Donnell was like, "Yeah, Jacob had that same idea too, but I'm not hungry." So he looks at Jacob and he says, "I appreciate all of the levers and everything that you pull for us." Jacob was like, "I'm happy to. I hope Drake was some help to you." That's what Joey says, and Jacob says he was forthcoming. Donnell was like, "I lit into his ass real good because he didn't call Dad a rideshare." And then Drake said something about he tried to call, but by the time he looked around, Dad was already out the door. What Drake said does line up to what we had on that tape, but I told him to keep his ass in town just in case anything comes up about that night, Jacob said. Well, I can't imagine if he has anything else to offer, but that's a good idea, Joey said. We might not be able to bring Doug back, but I think we all feel the same for you, Donnell, is that the answers to your questions have been answered. He's talking way too fucking much. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Let them people eat. He's trying to look like he wants to be the big soft pillow for everybody to fall on. By the time they do that, they're gonna figure out that you was just a big old thick ass rock. He says, "Thanks, Joey." Donnell says, "No, you're welcome," Joey says. Then he continues on. I tell you, he talking so fucking much. You know what? I know a bit about where you're at, boy. Or son, or whatever. That's what I add. Now he talking about his mammy. A reckless decision by his mammy led to her untimely death. I think that she did she pass away due to a surgery? I think that's what she died from. But it was the doctor he killed. Now let's see if you're gonna follow through with the full story, Joey. I think. He says drunk driving, Donnell says. He says no, she was a beautiful woman who believed that the scalpel was the fountain of youth. So yeah, it was surgery. That's right. She did pass away because of that. Anyway, he goes on and talks about, she was addicted to plastic surgeries. And there's a lot of people who are like that. I follow some girls that are on YouTube. Some of them I'm like, girl, that don't look like that hurt with them hips, honey. How can you find jeans to fit? They got a nice soul, nice spirit, but their bodies look like a bug's life. Y'all think I mentioned that before. Y'all know what a Bug's Life, the cartoon look. That's how them some of these women looking, just like a damn Bug's Life walking around here. So he says that, my mom was a beautiful woman, but I guess she didn't believe it herself, or that she had a son who would have traded all that beauty to have her here. He says, "I'm sorry about your mom," Donnell says. And so Joy was like you, baby. I was just like you. I would not rest until I had her medical records in my fucking hands. See, you talking too much. So now he's gonna want to know, he's gonna want to see the autopsy. And I could see as he continues to say, and I could see that she had been doctor shopping until she found one who was unaware of her medical history. So Donnell was like, okay, so when you had the receipts, keep talking now. Joey says, then I did what I was not ready to do. He gonna sit there and lie. He says, I mourned her. Once you have all of the answers to your questions, you can look at the entirety of your father's life and not just his last moments. Donnell put a little smile on his face and was thanking Joey for helping him accomplish that. Think of nothing of it, Joey says. Oh, believe it, Donnell ain't done. That boy, he ain't done. So we're back with the couple at the country club, the Richardsons. And so Martin says it feel like it's a first date. I see you got a new sweater, Smitty. He got some new cologne on. I mean, y'all trying to make it a good date tonight, huh? We're not gonna talk. They just probably just doing some schmoozing and looking googly eyes at each other, get their little, they drink on, and then they gonna go home. So whatever. This might be another short video. A lot of my videos lately have been under an hour, so let's keep this just like that. Okay. All right. So Taylor brings back the drinks, and so he asked them what did they decide, and so Mark was like, "Hell, everything looks good to me, and I'll take it all." So Smitty starts smiling. Yeah. Back at the uptown, no one ever really truly shows their entirety of their self. But the version that your father showed you and your sister, that's the only thing that counts. Joey. Joeyisms, honey. He's just been the talkative one at this fucking table. I swear. So Joey takes his last, shot, and so Vanessa was like, I mean, can't you stay for one more scotch? Donnell says, Joey, stay. Like a little dog that he is. Whatever. I mean, Donnell says, I'll buy. He says, I'll be honored. But, your mother has been around entertaining people all day about people who lost, softening the loss for the rest of us, blah, blah, blah. This long speech. I think that the both of you can benefit from some little quiet time from people who are out there trying to get something from you. And even if it's just to wish you both well. So, rain check, Joey says to Donnell, for sure. So Joey looks at Vanessa and says, you let me know if you need anything. All right. She comes in and pulls him in and starts to hug him right in front of Jacob and Donnell. Thank you, Joey, for everything. And so Jacob is looking at Donnell like, what the fuck? Joey looking like, damn it. I had him in my hands until this bitch hugged me. He did have Donnell in the palm of his hand until Vanessa let her emotions get in the way and she hugged him. Like it wasn't no handshake hug. It was like, okay, hold me like you always do. It looked like a familiar hug. And so they looking at everybody looking like, what the fuck? I mean, damn. All right, we're back at the palace with the deep voiced divas, and we have Anita that's bringing in the tea, and she says, well, now that we have the tea, now let's explore what's troubling you so I can serve up some sympathy. Oh, we know that empathy and a healthy dose of tough love is more your strong suit, Mother. It's a mother's job to make sure that her children have the skills to navigate through life. Say that, Anita. Honey, you don't need me fighting your battles. You and Danny have been battle ready for a long time now. No, I don't know about that part. Here she go. That damn Nicole will tattle on everybody. Maybe you need to start setting an appointment with Nicole so she won't tell your business. You need to sit in that psychiatrist gonna lay on that couch. That's the only way she ain't gonna tell your shit. But if you just talking to her, just shooting shit, she gonna spill your tea. You and your sister just have different ways on taking on your challenges. Danny did point out that we do have matching scars from our cheating exes. And my way of coping lately has been accurately described as very Danny esque. That's overstating, Anita said. I confronted my husband's mistress in public and went for her fucking throat. Well, a momentary lapse. You're right. And honey, you have come nowhere close to mimicking Hurricane Danny. Well, talk to the id because logic has left the building and feelings are running the show. Damn, Nicole says. Or, Anita says, they're buried deep. Now, you're not here to discuss the state of my grandson's marriage, are you? I mean, what else could it be, Mother? I think you're here because you're questioning the state of your own heart. Back at the country club, they're still there having dinner. Martin asked Smitty, did you see, did you pick up on what I'm wearing, boo? So Smitty was like, yeah, it's the outfit that you wore from our first date. Okay, that's about it. We're not gonna go through all this tonight. We're not. All right, so they just reminisce about their first dates, and Smitty was like, "Yeah, I wish that I could go back to those places because I took you to so many different places that the Duprees have never been to." And they talk about what you think the kids would think now. Samantha would be thrilled. Tyrell would be like, "When is this going to end?" And so we see. I was noticing this couple that was sitting in the background. So this couple, Mr. and Mrs. Cortez. So um, Smitty was like, "That's isn't that your VIPs, Martin? What's going on with them? They look cute. I mean, he has a full beard. She's cute. They sat them, right back behind them. I thought that was neat." So Smitty tells him, "Look, you can go on over there. I know you want to smooge and get some coins. Martin says, "I'm on a date." "No, I don't mind. You can go on over there. I know you want to just, get some. Look, my mind is on you. It ain't over there. It's right here on you." So he says that what it's like all this time. You're anticipating, waiting for the answers and the truth to come out. Smitty was like, "Yeah, because he knew that something was there, but he couldn't figure it out." He's like, "Well, look, let's go ahead and start over. Let's pretend this is like really our first date because that's how we're going to find out if we're going to be together, just, playing along. So tell me, how do you see yourself in 10 years? And if it matches with what you need and what you want, and if it matches with mine, we'll see what we're going to do." Martin says, "Well, I see myself in love with my fine, sexy, handsome, generous husband, and we got back to sharing our first love. Politics is their first love. They both share that same thing, climbing the hill together. And we have another thing that we share, a family. Our son is a chess champion, and our daughter, who modeled a bit, has decided on something else that she loves, but it's just a little bit more safer. So they're just pretending that they were 10 years ago. So they've been together for 10 years. So this was 10 years ago. They're talking about 10 years now. So blah, blah, blah." Or like James says, wonk, wonk, wonk. Now, one thing I will say, there's a light bulb moment. Martin is definitely really becoming woke about the fact that Smitty gave up a lot of his career to take care of the kids. Like he said, if you wouldn't have met me, you would have had a Pulitzer by now. But Smitty was like, "Well, if that's the case, true. But at the same time, I wouldn't have our wonderful kids." And he was like, "We still have time." So Martin just thinks like, "Man, if I would have, I didn't think about that, at that time. I just thought this was what we wanted." So Smitty's like, "Yeah, you were making desperate moves because you were scared, with the whole thing that he had done, and he was just trying to keep everything nice and copacetic and swept under that damn big ass lumpy ass rug and throw all of those skeletons in that full ass closet. What politicians do all the time." So he's all deep. He was like, he said he was scared, and so Smitty was like, "Why?" "I mean, the therapy, us being on this date. Like, what if it's not enough? What if I still lose you? You ain't gonna lose him." God dog it. Anyway, we're back with Bill and Haley. And so Mr. Hamilton, our bed is calling, and soon as she started to try to pull him up to the bedroom, his phone clicks. So remember, Bill told Keegan to put a tail on Andre. So Keegan, oh my God, don't tell me you about to leave. Keegan told damn Bill that Andre is there at Orphe Jeans because he's there to get them duck burgers, collard greens, cornbread, honey, and fried green tomatoes on the day. Yeah. So you know what Bill is heading. He finna let Haley down again, honey, to chase Andre. Andre just finished busting 3 or 4 nuts. You can't even get one in. That's not good. Ooh, he lied. He says, "As much as I would like to not answer this call, Caroline just pinged me. I have to meet with Gondry." Wow, he lied. "This late?" she says. He says, "Yeah." He looking all around like, I hope she believe my ass. "Well, I'll bet and I are very disappointed." Hmm. Wait, wait, wait. Oh, look, baby, I've invested myself in way too much in that firm not to keep an eye on it, all right? But the rest of me belongs to you, okay? I won't be long. Uh-oh. So he leaves. So she picks up the phone and she calls Caroline. Hey, Caroline. Since my husband can't stay away from work, I'd figured that you'd be working late too. I was confirming the time for tonight's meeting for him. So she clearly didn't believe his ass. That girl ain't dumb. Now her reaction to what Caroline says, I guess Caroline said there was no meeting. She went to blinking hard and I'm no meeting. Okay, we must have crossed our wires. Girl, was that supposed to be your surprise look? I'm telling you, I'm sure, on stage, it'd be like, oh, what? You have to do big arms and voices, but on camera, her subtles is just not subtle. It's like, I mean, girl, you in the blinking, honey. Thanks. She hung up and she snarled, baby. She curled that lip. Ooh, she pissed. She hung up that phone, snatched her purse off that fucking table, and ran out of there. Her and the rug runner. Beep beep. Oh, you don't have to worry about my heart. We're back at the palace with the deep voiced divas. That's what Nicole said. It has been demolished like that house across the street, and I do not plan on rebuilding. I had it shouse. I had to add that. I was telling my boyfriend about that damn word yesterday. He said a shouse. Yes, honey, a shouse. If you shut down your life, Anita says, that twisted woman and that disappointment of a man win. You're really okay with Danny having a loveless marriage, mother? There's all kinds of love, Nicole. And I am for a healthy relationship that keeps Danny from having a Bill Hamilton shaped relapse. Danny can't close off her heart forever, honey, and neither can you. And let me get this thing straight. I'm not saying that you need a man to be happy now, but having the right person right there beside you just makes life so much sweeter. I could have had an extraordinary life without that man that I'm waiting up for. But what he's given me, the light, the love, the heat. Nicole does a little giggle. Anita says, I want that for you too. I don't know if I do anymore, mother. Oh, girl, I don't think that's true. I seen the sparkle in your eye with a certain someone. I haven't minded spending time with Carlton. I don't see that sparkle in her eye. I don't. Sparkle in your eye. Hey. Sparkle in your eye. Yeah. I don't see that sparkle in her eye. I haven't seen that sparkle in her eye since the last Ted. I am just being honest. I have not seen no sparkle in this girl's eye since the last Ted. Maurice. Ain't no shade on Keith, but I haven't seen them have any type of chemistry. I need to see that. Eventually we'll see it. It's gonna be a while, but we'll see it eventually. She has to go through this motion and everything with Carlton first. She says, and he's been there all along, not that I ever looked at him that way. But now, she says, Anita interrupts her, honey. She says, he's handsome, he's smart, he's kind, he's a doctor, he's rich, honey. He didn't say that. She didn't say that. Sweetie, he does not have to be your forever. That's what Danny said yesterday. That's exactly what she said. Yeah, both you and your sister married so very young. I know that. I know that oh so well. Yeah, I did. I married young. I think that you both missed out on the fun of dating. And you had that fun, Nicole says. Anita was like, wait a minute. You think your father was the first man I dated? Fix it, Nita. You better tell her. Girl, all this fine brown right here. You think that he the first? I wonder was it that damn evil ass what's Dana Leslie. What's that nigga name? The one who broke them up. The manager. What's that nigga name? Dana, what's his name? I don't know. Y'all know his name. Y'all gonna say it in damn. That's one thing about content, honey. If y'all listening, y'all go. That's one thing I love about y'all, cause y'all listen to my shit. Y'all listen to my shit, cause y'all I ask y'all a question, y'all answer it. Shar is boom boom boom. What's that nigga name? I can't think of it. Put it in the comments, y'all. The man who broke up the articulates back in the day. We think that it's Leslie's pappy. You know that maybe that's why what's her name killed herself, offed herself. I'm sorry, y'all. What's that girl? What's that man name? Dante, whatever. Yeah, that mother. Child, Anita says, remind me to tell you when back in the day when I had 5 gentlemen callers come a knocking, honey. Look, I am not saying that you should run off with Carlton or run off to Vegas or settle down with him. I'm not saying that, girl. But date, honey. Get dressed up. Feel yourself a little. Oh, you sound like Danny. Although she was way more crass. Then I guess the stars really have aligned. Back at the country club, Smitty just reiterates this. I would have forgiven you, Martin, with what you had to do on that road. I'm not pissed about that. It's the lies that pisses me off. Okay, that's what got me so upset. I don't blame you. What the fuck you did? Yeah, you had to protect you and your dad, your grandpappy. I get it. So yeah, they just talking about that. They just having like a little soft small talk. We're not gonna go through all that, but y'all get the idea. They're dating, they're talking, they're having soft moments with each other. I love it because it's needed because it's been so tense. And like I said, this is the most relaxed that I've seen Martin since this show has started. He's a good actor because the whole time he was looking just like he was on edge. Nothing you say to him, he was like a firecracker. Just strike the right match on his ass, he would have kaboomed on you. So I'm happy that he's finally relaxed and stuff, and he's really standing his ground. So we're not gonna go through all that bullshit. So they just talk a little bit about, the fact that he didn't go over there and talk with the Cortezes like he would have normally did, and that Martin is really being present there with him. This is Smitty talking, and that him allowing him to be what he's wanted to be all this time. They didn't have that moment, and that's where they went wrong in their relationship. Now they're fixing it. So he said something deep. Smitty said, Martin, you hid parts of yourself. And me, I gave up parts of myself. And that's not good in any relationship. And Smitty was like, I ain't doing that shit no more. Martin was like, look, I will never ask you to do that shit no more. Never again. He says, I want us to be like we should have been, equals and partners, and I won't stop trying to win you back, Smitty. So Smitty was like, well, you can stop now. Martin was like, wait a minute. Why? Because you can't? Oh, Smitty says, because you already have. Martin wins. Oh, Smitty says, I know we have still a lot of work to do, but I think we're ready. I'm ready, baby. Come home, Martin. Back at Uptown, Vanessa tells her son the same thing I tell my son. You just aged me 10 years just watching you sip that beer, honey. You're supposed to be this tall, like no taller than the table. When they grow up, honey, I'll be like, you drinking beer? Wait a minute, what's that on your chin? You got some hair? You just keep them small, honey. I'm like, how old is he? But he's old enough to be in college, so he should be at least 21, at least. So she just talks about how the way she talks about Doug, like he was the most like number one husband. Oh hell, he would watch you on your bike and he would hold on to you while you was riding your two-wheel bike, and how I would be nervously hollering in the background like a helicopter parent. And so Donnell was like, was he reckless? She says, no, never, never with his babies. But prior to him dying, she always talked about Doug like he was a piece of shit. Like she didn't want to be in the same room with his ass. Let's go to the Articulates concert. She found something else to do. Or was it him? It's like they just maybe it was him because Shanice went with her. I guess he didn't want to go or he couldn't go. I don't know, honey, but she always act like she couldn't she didn't want to go out of town with him. We only saw them really once. Yeah, in the hotel, and she just didn't want to be around him. They had their separate lives. Now she just wants to talk about how the wonderful father and husband he was. It's like, I don't get it. She said, yeah, Doug would run fast enough if he could to save you and your sister. He says, but we weren't there when he fell. I'm like, damn. That Donnell, y'all can't, Beyond the Gates people, Y'all cast the fuck out of this boy. This boy is so good. He's really good. I wonder is he gonna hook up with Samantha? Makes me wonder. But she's a little young for him. She's still in high school, so I don't know. But that boy, this young man, he's so good. The sadness in his eyes, and when he goes angry, I like his smile. He has a really gorgeous smile. But this boy is playing the fuck out of this role. Young man, if you're listening, baby boy, you doing this. Because you know sometimes they listen. Baby boy, you is doing the fuck out of this role. You really are. So Jacob was like, man, Doug's accident wasn't on you, kid. So I should head on home too. Even when Donnell is sitting there at the table, he has a nervous twitch in his hand. It's like he embodies that character so well. I look at the little things. Again, I'm an actress if you don't know. I'm an actress. He is doing this role so well, so well. Don't Joey, I mean Jacob, don't let what Joey said make you leave, honey. You can stay. He says, "Look, we'll make sure that we'll put you on the books later to have dinner with Naomi soon, okay? You and your boy, y'all need to have some time alone." There's no question what a good man and father Doug was. I was lucky to know him. Donnell says, "Thanks, man." So Jacob leaves and he still looks sad at the table. Donnell does. So Vanessa was like, "What's wrong, baby?" He says, "Maybe this isn't a good idea." What are you talking about, baby? I mean, how the fuck could I be tossing back a fucking beer when we just buried dad? He would want you to raise a glass of wine to toast his life. Well, his ass would have still been here if he hadn't raised a glass and gotten that damn car. Damn. Here I am doing the same thing, he says. What if I end up just like him? Damn. This boy, when I tell you his lines are so unpredictable. Once you think you got him calm, you can tell his mind is still spinning, and he comes out like a volcano. You don't. He's so unpredictable. You don't know what Donnell is thinking. You don't know what he's gonna do next. That's why I love it. So we're at Orphe Jean's. Andre is taking signing the receipt. Get ready to pay the tip, and he thanks the waitress. Thanks for the rush. My wife just had to have this food tonight, and Bill is standing there looking like a damn grim reaper. All right, Andre does the dramatic turnaround as if he's going to leave because he could have turned the other way to leave. You know what I'm saying? Runs into Bill. Leaving so soon, Bill says. Back at Uptown, Vanessa explains to Donnell he got it all wrong, baby. Doug was not an alcoholic. He was addicted to gambling. He spun out, baby. The alcohol was a symptom, not a cause. He's like, but I didn't see that weakness in him, Mom. I mean, and what if I don't see that same weakness in me or in Deanna? We both know how fragile she is, Mom. That girl's gonna have an addiction. But between the both of them, I think Deanna is gonna definitely come back home, and she's gonna have some type of addiction. She really is, because we could say that Vanessa had an addiction to power. This whole being with Joey and all this money and people not knowing about what she was doing. She had an addiction to power, and Dougie had an addiction to gambling. Darnell asked again, what if she inherited that addiction from their father? Her ass couldn't even come to the funeral because she had the flu. No, it was more than that, Mom. You checked on her a gazillion times, even in our text chain, even before Dad died. Your dad struggles is not some curse that was passed down from McBride to McBride. How can you be sure? He says. We both know how hard it was for Doug growing up. So we find out, that he was always challenging himself or other people because he felt so lucky of where he was. Whether he was, challenging other surgeons or cup stacking against people or trying to make him and his sister laugh, he just liked to struggle with people. Not struggle with people, but test them. She claims that he was looking for that rush of affirmation, but it was never enough. Girl, ooh, he said, well, he had us and he had the money. He says, I mean, what was he missing that he had to roll a die for? Ooh, I'm telling you, this boy, his emotions are, like I said, I don't even know what the next line going to be with this boy. And he's just, he's has his boxing gloves on and he's like gut punching and I'm loving it. Yeah. Like Joey said, he got lost. Shit, Donnell said, "Fuck that. We should have all been able to check up on his ass, like he did with me with that bike." Hey, I would not let you sit here and think for a second that what your that, that what happened to your father happened to you or Deanna. You are the best thing we ever made. He grabbed her hand and that whole table shook. And you are going to thrive and thrive and thrive. And then that is what he would say if he were right here, right now. He just says today was supposed to be about celebrating his father's life, but he turned it into something different. She said, "Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm." He kept saying, "I'm sorry." "Mm-mm." She said, "Mm-mm." You were just looking for some peace and some answers, okay? And hey, now we will celebrate him. So they do a toast, and he looked like he looking in the camera at us. Dad, you always picked up the phone on the first ring. You never left us hanging. You always wanted to talk, and he was always there for Danielle. He broke up with his first girl. He was there. He wanted to change his major, and even when he wanted to shoot the shit, Vanessa's like, "You better not say shit in front of me." Oh, he said he wants to be everything that he wanted to be: a good man, an accomplished man, a good friend, and a best dad. Oh, bitch. Well, they clink glasses. We over at Danny's house with a little palace, and this bitch, Roadrunner, comes over there all in her house. Danny was like, "Bitch, have you ever considered obedience school?" He does run off and hump everything that moves, she tells him, screaming. And then she going all through Danny's house. "Bill, I know your ass is here. This is Haley, or crazy ass. Come face me, damn it." And Danny's just laughing at her ass. Danny still got her nightie on from her hubby. She going all in Danny's house. How dare she, her crazy ass? "He's not here, Haley." "Bill, come here. Get down here right now." Like she's his mammy or something. Danny was like, "Oh, wow. She projects. I thought I would enjoy this moment more." But Danny said, "Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there it is. The unmitigated satisfaction of karma coming to motherfucking call." What excuse did he give you, Haley? Hmm? Client meeting, golf, the kids. Gets awfully cold when Bill's spotlight on you dims. "Bill, don't you dare make me come find you." Why would Bill hide from your ass? Bill is gonna stand there flat footed. Why would he hide? He'll lie, but he don't have no reason to hide. I just said that shit. Daddy said, "Your ass know he wouldn't hide." I just said that right when I push play. Man, Daddy said it. You know his ass wouldn't hide. He gets off from the cat fight that he set up between us from the beginning. Ooh, this bitch says, "Don't you ever get tired of being a pain in the ass?" No, you are the big fucking pain in the fucking ass. Danny says, "Takes one to know one." Oh, go to hell. So since it's not me, you're wondering, do I know her? So this is Danny still talking. Is it a client, a lady at the club? Caroline? That's low, Haley says, even for you. "I tried to warn your ass," Danny tells her. "Past is prologue. But you thought your little act was so special that he wouldn't ever stray." Ooh! Haley says, "I'm the one warning you, bitch." In her house. Oh, she's spicy. She's spicy today, Danny says. "You have your own husband. Stay the hell away from mine." Girl, please. So she looks at us and says, "Now, where are you, Bill Hamilton?" Because Haley had walked out of there with them thin ass heels. Beep, beep. We got Dre and Bill. Bill was like, "Hey, yo," Andre was like, "Yeah, you need to check out the sliders. My wifey, she loves them. She likes everything nice and hot." A comedian and a gigolo, Bill said. "Gigolo," Andre says. "Oh, all right, vintage vocabulary." Damn, that is an old school. Oh, what you trying to say, Andre? I know me and Bill around the same age. What's the T? We could say We could say gigolo. What we supposed to say? Player? What are we supposed to say? Scrub? So Andre was like, "Yeah, well, yeah, that pretty much sounds right if you want to say that. I'm just a guy who makes a living off of lonely women with deep fucking pockets." Bill says, "Oh, would you prefer gold digger?" His jealousy is really showing. And he don't give a fuck who knows. He really doesn't. Andre was like, "Nah, nigga, nah. I got my own coins." And Danny wasn't no damn desperate rich lady. She's the sexiest woman in the fucking world. Only a damn fool would have kicked her ass to the curb. Or wait a minute. Maybe your ass is the gigolo, Andre tells Bill. Between the two of us, you were the one who was barely surviving when you met Danny. Because Andre kind of like tapped Bill on his jacket. Bill looking at his jacket and he looked at him like, you motherfucker. How dare you hit me on my fucking chest? You better watch yourself, he says to Andre. Andre's like, you weren't even pulling up your own pants when you met Danny, you little. So he was looking around. Bill was looking around. Andre was like, hey, don't stop, nigga. Don't stop. Just because we got a fucking audience. If you hurt her, Bill says. Andre was like, fuck you, nigga. Hurting Danny is your deal, not mine. Ooh. He says, I'm taking better care of my wife than you ever did, nigga. I'm watching you, Richardson, Bill says. You know, Andre's like, yeah, I tend to have that effect on people. And that nigga pimped the fuck out of that restaurant with his duck sandwiches. Shit. Oh, that was good. That was good. I was a little iffy about this damn episode today, but I'm gonna give it a high 4. It was I do 5 frames. I wear glasses, so I give it 5 is perfect. This was 4 today. So we're back at the palace. So we see Martin skedaddling, honey, into the palace, talking to his grandma. Hey, Gran, you don't have to wait up for me. She ain't waiting up for you, nigga. She waiting for her man, her king, her prince, her emperor. Oh, I was waiting up for Vernon, honey, but I'm a chapter away from finding out if Missy is going to kiss or kill Gray. What is you reading, Anita? The cover is full of flowers and butterflies. It don't even have a damn title. What is you? Those with little lilies on the damn. What is you reading, girl? Never mind. It's on her iPad. She says, when I finish it, I'll let you borrow it. Your mother was here a while ago. Is she telling on Nicole? Martin says, I owe her a call, honey. And so Anita was like, well, she is worried about you, honey, as am I. It is so clear that the love is still there between you and Smitty, and it's taking its sweet time, but I know you, my boy, like to be in control of your own destiny. He just sitting there smiling, honey. Martin said, I was worried about me too, grandmother, but all of that changed for me tonight. Anita was like, oh, tell me. Smitty asked me to bring my ass back home. For real this time. So we see Smitty at the red door, coming in, really happy and everything. Please don't Jacob, don't go over there and fuck up shit. Please, Jacob. Child, we heard some clippity clop coming down the stairs. Baby, and it's Nicole all in their house. So Smitty was like, oh God, Nicole. Shit, you scared me. Oh, sorry, I used my key. Wait a minute, bitch. You just get walking. Her and damn Haley. All right, y'all. Y'all just tripping. I thought that was the kids coming down them stairs. Nicole. Girl, Nicole is bored. She's bored. She's bored as fuck. She's bored. She said she was out running errands and she wanted to stop by and say hi to the kids. And Smitty was like, oh man, I wish I would have known. I would have saved you the trip. They're out with their friends. And so Nicole was like, well, I figured that. I just left them some gift cards. And Smitty was like, shit, they can never get too old or get too excited over some damn gift cards. I said, you ain't fucking lying. Run me that. I'll get gift cards, all of that. Shit. So I guess she always leaves little gifts on their pillows and stuff. She's like, I love spoiling them. Well, I will let you get back to enjoying your night. So are you going to tell her the good news, Smitty? So he did tell her that he did ask Martin to move back in. He says that's where we were tonight. We were out there having a good time. And she was looking shocked. And he was like, I was prepared for you to be happy. She was like, yeah, I am prepared to be ecstatic. But I need to ask you a question first. He said, sure, anything. She was like, are you absolutely sure that you're ready to give this marriage a chance? I tell you that damn Nicole. Girl, where's your mother hat? Take that psychiatrist hat off. Where's your mammy hat? Just be happy. Just be happy, Nicole. Please. So we're back at Uptown. Donnell tells his mammy, I'm glad to know that Joey was there for you. Okay? But now that I'm home, honey, you don't need to look at outsiders for support. Mm-mm. So she was like, okay, He says, because dad will want that too. Oh, honey, your instinct is a beautiful one. You just want to step up and take up the mantle of being the man of the family. I'm just so happy about that. And she's like, look, but you can't fulfill one need, honey. Only Joey can. But I want you to be a kid a little longer. Donnell says, I ain't no fucking kid. Yeah, I'm stronger than you think, baby. And Joey's not an outsider. Donnell was like, but I just met his ass. He's my business partner. He's more than that. Uh-oh. Joey's come to take up a place in my life that I didn't expect. Mom, he says. He's a friend who I rely on and trust. I need my friends right now. I need you to be okay with that. He says, of course, why wouldn't I be? Now that bop in the background was hot. Don't, hey, I was bouncing. Couldn't even listen to them because I was like, okay, I like that shit. Y'all, Beyond the Gate, whatever the soundtrack is, y'all need to put that shit on Spotify or something because I like that, honey. I like that. Well, Smitty is saying that he can understand why she feels the way she feels about them. Uh, as far as how Nicole making sure that this is what they really want, and she says, "I know how you feel, Smitty. Being lied to by the people that we love the most. I truly do understand." But Martin is not Ted. Forgiveness was not for me, but is it for you, Smitty? Because honestly, I do not think that my baby boy is equipped for this back and forth. He's not. He says he don't think that he could make it if they do all of this and it doesn't work out. So Smitty, your ass better be damn sure that this is it. Y'all gonna work on this shit daily. Get the counseling and everything. Don't be going back and forth with that baby. Play with his heart. So he shares with Nicole. He just feels that him and Martin have reached a tipping point back to each other. So Nicole was like, "Well, what clicked?" He pointed to the star of the show, honey, the red door. He says that door. He says when Martin walked out, this house never felt more empty because he left. When you kicked him out, it felt full, huh? But when he said he was going to leave, oh, now all of a sudden it feels empty. Smitty, you full of shit. He talking about he didn't feel more empty. He's like, no, he felt more empty. So Nicole really said that the line of the evening. She says, "Missing him, honey, is not forgiving him." Nope. So he says it's a process. He said, but I see Martin change. Me too, girl. He says, we're going to work on it. We're going to see each other more as equals. So, yeah, we're ready for it. No more secrets, he says, just love. He says, and that's where we start. She says, oh, Smitty, you made your mother-in-law so happy. And they gave each other a hug. That damn Anita. We back at the palace. I knew it was going to be a matter of time, she says. But your grandpa and I are definitely going to miss you under our roof. But while she's talking, she's actually pushing him out at the same time. So Martin was like, well, look, we are not going to be giving up on our movie nights. I'm just going to bring Smitty and the kids over, if you guys will have a. Plus, he needs to see how that new snow thriller ends. She says, I'm going to take you to that, honey. So, how are the kids taking the news? Girl, they don't even know yet, girl. So, they're going to wait until they see them tomorrow afternoon. They didn't want to spoil them tonight. So, Anita was like, yeah, that's a good plan, honey. This has been such a roller coaster for them. Yeah. So he goes up the stairs and he says he's going to go upstairs and pack. I think that's going to be my picture. Anita looking up the stairs. That's a beautiful shot of her. So we're back at Bill and Haley. She on the phone looking all fucking mad. He comes in, hey baby, the client is taken care of. Now it's your turn. Come here, baby girl. Get off, Bill. He's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? When I left, bitch, you was ready to go. You was ready to fuck. Well, the mood is past. I'm going to bed. Back with Danny and the duck sandwiches at her house. Can you imagine if the editors of Vogue and Essence could see me now? Yes, they seeing you, girl. They watching you. Barbecue sauce practically dripped on my couture. So she had a duck sandwich with barbecue sauce. Ugh, ugh. Andre says, and they try to do this whole spread, making it seem like they're supermodels or just like us. No, them models don't eat. All right now, Andre tells her, but I know for a fact, baby, that you are a goddess. Danny says, 2 seconds flat, honey, and you turned my mood right side up. What did I miss? He says. Oh, Haley stopped by. Apparently, she misplaced her husband. Oh, please, Andre, tell her that you saw him at Orphe Jeans. Please. Andre said I could have saved her a trip. Danny was like, wait a minute, you got a tail on my ex? He was like, yeah, because his ass was right with me. And that's the end of episode number 147. This was a great show. It had great balances, the reconnections, the truth, the spazzing out of Beep Beep. That's what I'm gonna call herself, the rug runner. Beep Beep. Oh, this was good. It was decent. I really enjoyed it. I really did. Nicole with her busy self. What else? It was good. It was a lot of stuff. Donnell, like I said, I love his character. He not gonna like his mammy kicking it with Joey, no matter what. He ain't feeling that shit. Dad just barely in the ground, and you already got a friend. Okay. Um, but yeah, this was a good episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well as much as I did. And let me go ahead and get everything uploaded. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.